What is good, everyone? OJ over here from PlayerEssence, and welcome to the PE Nintendo Switch News Video Ninjas. Today we've got a bunch of great information for you, so let's go ahead and get right into it. So Ed Boon, the trickster, the master of eyebrow himself, Rock Lee, has kind of teased some people with some St. Patty's Day. I know this is a little late, but stick with me here. Some St. Patty's Day Nintendo Switch teaserama. And I don't like this. I don't like this at all, but the reason why I'm covering this is because Ed Boon does have eyebrows that are very pronounced. So I thought that I had to bring this news to you guys. From the power of Ed Boon's eyebrows, I felt that I needed to bring this news to you guys. So on Twitter, Ed Boon, the official Ed Boon, you guys know him from Mortal Kombat, Injustice fame. Yeah, that Ed Boon. He put up this image here of the Nintendo Switch with St. Patrick's Day colors. Why would Ed Boon be doing this? Well, obviously because he's a game creator. He's been creating games forever, and he probably has a Nintendo Switch and is probably enjoying the simplicity of it, being able to take it to his office, play it wherever he wants in between his Mortal Kombat and Injustice 2 sessions and all this other stuff that he's doing. Obviously, Ed Boon is a very successful individual in the gaming industry. He's an icon at this point, and he probably has a Nintendo Switch, probably has a dev kit. Now, will he be making any games for us? So that's the thing. People were saying that this could be a tease for Injustice 2, and we do know that Injustice, the first one, was actually on the Wii U. Didn't do so great because of various issues, but that's outside the point. The point with this one is that people are thinking that he could be teasing Injustice 2 for the Nintendo Switch, and I don't think that would be too far-fetched for this game to come to the Nintendo Switch. Now, is this any indication of that? Probably not. If Injustice 2 is going to come to the Nintendo Switch, it's something that Nintendo and Ed Boon and his developers have already been working on and been talking about for quite some time. So this could just be something that he's doing just because he feels like doing it. Now, Ed Boon is notorious for using the power of his eyebrows to actually tease the internet about things and be joking around. So I wouldn't take this as this is 100% confirmation. Obviously, nobody should take it that way, or even that if it is something that there will be something coming. But at the same time, it is something that I wanted to bring up because of Ed Boon's eyebrows. I mean, that's one of the big things that I wanted to make sure that I let you guys know about that. So personally, me, I'm excited for anything that Ed Boon does because I think he's a fantastic creator. I'm not as big on Mortal Kombat as I used to be, but growing up as a child, ninjas. I used to play Mortal Kombat all the time, and of course I used the ninjas, Scorpion, Sub-Zero. Sub-Zero was my favorite, and I was really into Mortal Kombat 9, like really into it. I was trying to play and get like tournament ready and all that. Like I was playing online a lot, and I was Johnny Cage. I used Johnny Cage a lot in that game, and I actually got somewhat good. I was bopping some people online, but then I just stopped playing for some reason. Not sure why, but then I just stopped playing. But anyway, looking forward to this if it actually does happen. Let's see what comes of this. I wouldn't put this as anything, but there is a chance that Injustice 2 can come to the Nintendo Switch, especially with the sales taking off as much as it is. Alright, I'm moving on to the next bit of news here with another potential tease for the Nintendo Switch. Now, this one could be completely a typo or something like that, but on GameSpot's video, Dark Souls 3 Ringed City DLC, the Demon Prince boss gameplay, and it says that they watch as they partially take on the Demon Prince in Dark Souls 3's latest downloadable content. Okay, this was written by Joey Yee on March 17, 2017, and what it shows here is it shows this boss that you're seeing right here, but at the same time, if you look at the beginning of the video, it says captured on Switch, and I actually have it screen capped here as well, just in case they decide to change it at some point when you guys go and watch this. So yeah, it says captured on Switch. Now, is this just a typo? Is this something that that they just put out there? I mean, who knows? It could be a slip up, but let's go ahead and get into this. So what we do know, let's talk about the facts first. So the facts are that From Software, the developers who make Dark Souls, have committed to support on the Nintendo Switch. How do we know this? Because Nintendo actually announced this on their board of developers back in January when they were talking about third-party support for the Nintendo Switch. They had a bunch of developers on there, and From Software was clearly listed on there. Now, if you're looking at what From Software could do, I don't think From Software, that type of studio, that type of team, would create some type of new IP or something new for the Nintendo Switch. And they don't have a ton of IPs in their back catalog. So obviously it's going to be something that they think that is out there, that the name is there, and it would fit maybe what Nintendo fans would want. Now, there's been some comparisons, not a lot, but there's been some people that say, oh yeah, Zelda, Dark Souls, blah, blah, blah. Zelda needs to go into Dark Souls phase. Dark Souls needs to borrow some stuff from Zelda, whatever the case is. So I would think that if they were going to bring over a game to the Nintendo Switch, it would be a Dark Souls game. It would be that type of game, swords, shields, magic, stuff like that. I think that appeals to the Nintendo fan base more than anything else than they could potentially do. So do I think that this was actually captured on the Nintendo Switch? No, I don't think it was captured on the Nintendo Switch. Was there some type of slip up to where they had all the platforms there and they actually had the Nintendo Switch version, or saying, yeah, there is going to be a Switch version when they're doing this? Possibly. That's what this could be, because there's no reason for this to still be there. And at the time that I'm looking at this is kind of old at this point, and the fact that it's still there, that they didn't redo it, that they didn't take it down and put it up there without that, I don't know. It just seems a little bit sketchy to me. But yeah, it does seem like Dark Souls 3 could come to the Nintendo Switch. That seems like a very high possibility, considering everything that I just talked about, and the fact that From Software is an official developer for the Nintendo Switch. Alright, and lastly, we have an article from Enthusiast Gaming, and they're talking about the Nintendo Switch OS, and they're saying that it's Unix-based, not Android. Now, we already knew that it wasn't Android-based, but now they're saying that it's really Unix-based, and that's the new content coming from here. So what is Unix, you say? Well, let's go ahead and get into this article and find out. So, the Nintendo Switch's operating system has been praised for its simple and snappy layout. You know what other OS is known for that? Unix. Not to be confused with the immensely popular Linux, Unix uses a free BSD kernel. It's a lightweight OS that is known for its simplicity. The PS4 also uses a free BSD OS. Meanwhile, Xbox One uses a modified version of the Windows 10. Linux is one of many Unix-like operating systems that have appeared over the years. Interestingly enough, Android is actually built on top of Linux. There was a rumor back in 2015 that the Nintendo Switch, which was only known at the NX at the time, would be using a custom version of the Android operating system, but Nintendo quickly shot that down. You can learn more about Unix in the description below and the Wikipedia page. So yeah, this is actually pretty cool, because the Nintendo Switch, as far as what it can do with the OS and how fast it is, I noticed that right away as soon as I started looking at videos. But when I actually got it in my hands and I started moving around the OS and looking into certain things and just seeing how snappy and fast it was, I was like, man, this is a complete reboot for Nintendo. This is like something that they've never done before. In all of their systems, they've always had, at least their modern systems, like let's just start saying from the Wii, Wii U, of course, Nintendo 3DS, everything that they've used just seemed like it was a little bit slower than other things out there. It wasn't quite as fast as you would like it to be. Even the Wii, going into certain things or not, took a little bit longer time for how simple that menu was. And then of course the Wii U was a lot longer, was a lot slower. The 3DS had its slow down here and there. Obviously Miiverse was a big time-consuming thing on the Nintendo Wii U and on the Nintendo 3DS. So with the Nintendo Switch, you're seeing a very fast, very quick, very snappy and good OS. User interface is really good, and I was wondering exactly what is this. We talked about before there being some type of Nintendo OS that they were building as far as the rumors go, and it seems like this Unix is it. Unix, and then Nintendo putting in their own sprinkles and touches to create their own Unix-based Nintendo OS for the Nintendo Switch. And I have to say, this was a great idea. The Nintendo Switch loads up, like seriously, you can start playing games so quickly. In under a minute, you can turn on the system, boot up The Legend of Zelda, and get into your game before 1 minute. It is so fast just to get in and out of the system. I love it. I actually really do love it. You can go to any part of the system whenever you want. You can be playing a game. You can easily press the home button, go to the eShop, purchase something, get right back to your game, go to settings, change something up, change your theme. Everything can be done so quickly and so nice. So I really like the fact that they switched over to this Unix, and hopefully Nintendo can continue building upon it, because that's the one thing with these systems like Linux and Unix and all of that. They're very customizable, and you can customize them very easily. So Nintendo should be able to add more features and more things to this as the months go on. Unlike the Wii U, I think really it was just kind of set in stone, a lot of the features, and it took a long time in order for them to actually change anything if they were going to. Not with this system. You're going to be able to get good updates, so we should see that going forward in the future. This is just the beginning for the Nintendo Switch. Alright guys, that wraps it up for this video. Go ahead and hit that like button if you did like it. Let you know you guys want more content like this going forward in the future, and subscribe to PlayerEssence for the latest news, reviews, discussions, and more. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll catch you ninjas for the next video. Peace.